Hello and welcome back to Stitchcraft. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to make this vibrant granny square cardigan. To make the granny squares, we will need some yarn, a 4.5mm crochet hook, and a pair of scissors. So in total, we will be making 27 6x6 squares and 8 8x8 squares. In terms of yarn and colors, I use stitchcraft Special Iron in black and Kinko Big Value DK in rose, fuchsia, orange, lime, emerald, and petrol. Let's get started on the granny squares. Begin by making a slip knot. Then chain 4. Then insert your hook in the third loop from the hook and make a slip stitch. Now you have a magic ring and we will continue to work into it. To begin the body of the granny square, first chain 5, then make 3 treble crochets. To make a treble crochet, yarn over twice. Insert your hook into the magic ring. Pull up some yarn until you have 4 loops on your hook. Then pull the yarn through the first 2 loops, then through the next 2 loops, and then through the last 2 loops. And you will need to do this 3 times for the first round. To finish off this round, make 2 more treble crochets, then slip stitch to the 3rd chain on the chain 5 from the beginning, as that will act as the 3rd treble crochet for this cluster. We're now ready to change colors, so just secure the end of your first color. And then in order to attach your new color, make a slip knot on the new yarn. Insert your hook in one of the chain 2 spaces and make a slip stitch, then chain 5. Just like in the previous round, you will need to make 3 treble crochets in the chain 1 space and then chain 1. Moving on to the next chain spaces, we will be doing a repeat of 3 treble crochets, chaining 2, then 3 treble crochets and chaining 1. And for the last cluster for this round, we will make 2 treble crochets in the same place as the substitch from the beginning, and then we will substitch into the 3rd chain of the beginning, chain 5. And now we're done with the second round. The third round and the rest of this granny square will be exactly the same as the second row, so we will start by substitching into the chain 2 space, then chaining 5. Then we will be doing 3 treble crochets and chaining 1. Moving on to the next chain spaces, we will be doing a repeat of 3 treble crochets, chaining 2, then 3 treble crochets and chaining 1. And for the last cluster for this round, we will make 2 treble crochets in the same place as the substitch from the beginning. And then we will substitch into the 3rd chain of the beginning, chain 5. Now we're done with the second round. Now you will need to do one more round with a different color, and it will be just a repeat of round 3. This will give you a 6x6 inch square, and you need to make 27 of those. For the 8x8 inch square, the process is exactly the same. Just ensure that you measure it as you go so that you can achieve the correct size. This is an overview of what the cardigan will be made out of. So we have one back panel, which is 5x3, 2 front panels, which are 2x3, and then 2 sleeves, which are 2x2 and are made out of the 8x8 inches squares. Once you have all your granny squares, you can now set them up and decide on how you want to split them around between the back panel, the front panel, and the sleeves. At the moment, I'm just looking at the back panel and the front panels, and as you can see, I'm quite indecisive about the placement, and it took me quite a bit of shuffling around until I was happy with it. So now that all the granny squares are done and we are happy with the placement, it's time to join them together. Here I will show you how to do the front panel. I used a 5mm crochet hook. And we'll be joining them in the middle and in between each one of them. I first started by placing them together with the outer sides facing each other and the wrong sides facing me. And I will first join them together along this side. I'm joining them using a single crochet. So to begin with, I just attached my yarn and then I'm just going to do a single crochet all along the edge. So as you can see here, I'm going through the top V of the first square and the top V of the second square. Then yarning over and pulling through until you have 2 loops on your hook, and then yarning over and pulling through both loops. Go ahead and do that until you reach the other corner. So now that we're done, we're ready to attach our second group of granny squares, and we'll be doing exactly the same as we did with the other one. So just inserting our hook into this chain space. Yarning over, pulling through, then yarn over and pull through both loops, and continue with the same single crochet joining method for the rest of the remaining squares. Once that's done, we will now be doing exactly the same but in between each pair of granny squares, just to make up the front panel. So once again, I'm just inserting my hook in the chain space in the corner, and then I'm doing a single crochet along this side. So now you just need to do that for the remaining squares to make up this front panel, and then repeat the same process to make another front panel. Once you're done with that, you will be following exactly the same process to be making the body of the cardigan. I just used a single crochet join to make the entire cardigan. So now that we're done with the back panel and the front panels, it's time to do the sleeves. The process will be exactly the same as before. I will be using a single crochet join, but I've included a small clip of how to do the sleeves in case it might help you out. Now that I've finished my sleeves as well, it's all ready to be assembled together. So here we have entire cardigan laid out. I will just need to be attaching the sleeves to the body and then also the front panels to the body of the cardigan. I'm going to start out by attaching the front panels first. So I'll first sew along the top. Then I will leave some space for the sleeves. And I will join the rest of them at the bottom, ensuring that I have enough space for my sleeve. So let's get started with that. I'll be using stitchcraft special DK for this as well, and my 5mm crochet hook. Place your front panels and the back panels on top of each other with the right sides facing each other, so the nice side that you want on the outside. Here I just used some stitch markers to make sure that they're staying together. And then I made a slip knot, attached it to my crochet hook, and I proceeded to join the front panels and the body panel using exactly the same method as we did before, so a single crochet join starting from this chain space in the corner. Now go ahead and join the front panels at the top and leave some space for the sleeve, and then I will show you how to attach the sleeves. We're now ready to attach the sleeves. I just used some stitch markers to sort of keep it secure, and then I turned my sleeve inside out. Again, using a 5mm crochet hook and the black yarn, I made a slip knot and attached my new yarn to the project, and I used a single crochet join to complete attaching the sleeves. So the next and final step is adding ribbing to the cardigan. You don't have to do this if you don't want ribbing, and I started by adding the ribbing around the front panels of the main body. Starting from the bottom right corner of the front panel, I made a slip knot and attached my crochet hook to the project. Then I chained 7, but you can adjust this based on how long or short you want your ribbing to be. And then I single crocheted in every stitch starting from the second chain from the hook. reach the end of the chain 7, you want to secure the ribbing by inserting your hook into the next stitch and making a substitch. Then make a slip stitch into the next chain as well. And turn your work over. Then you will just single crochet into every stitch until the end of this row. Once you reach the end of the row, turn your work again and single crochet until the end of the row. And then you will proceed to attach your ribbing to the project using 2 slip stitches like we did before, and continue to do this all the way around until you reach the neck area, where I will show you how to do some decreases and increases to modify the width of the ribbing around your neck. Now that we've reached the neck area, you can make 2 single crochets, and to decrease, insert your hook into the next chain and pull up a loop. Then insert it into the next chain and pull up a loop again until you have 3 loops on your hook. Then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Now you can turn your work over, insert your hook into the first chain and make a single crochet, and from here on you can continue making just 3 single crochets for the ribbing until you reach the other side of the neck, where you will have to be increasing. And now, in order to increase the width of the ribbing, in order to match the other side of the cardigan, we will just be making a few extra chains after going around the neckline to go back to the previous size that we had. So I had 7 chains, so I added 3 more chains to my 4 that I had already done around the neckline, and then you will continue to do a single crochet into each stitch as you have done previously until you reach the end of the other front panel. Now that we're done with the neckline and the front panel's ribbing, we will move on to the bottom ribbing of the cardigan. We will be working alongside this edge, and we will start from the corner of the previous ribbing that we've done. We will attach our hook using a slip stitch to the corner of this ribbing. Then I chained 9. And then, just like before, you want to make a single crochet into every stitch and continue to work it just like you did with the front panels. thing that we have left to do is to make our sleeves ribbing. So once again, using my 5mm crochet hook, attaching my yarn using a slip knot, and then starting in a chain space in a corner, I attach my yarn using a slip stitch. I made a single crochet into the next chain space. I skipped the first chain and then I made 5 double crochet into the first stitch. Then I skipped the next chain and I made a single crochet into the cluster space. Then did the same into the same treble, so skip the first one and make double crochets into the next space. Skip the next space and then make a single crochet into the chain space. And that's it all the way around. And that was all the ribbing that I added for the sleeves, just one row of this pattern. And that's it. The cardigan is complete. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. If you do end up making it, please let me know in the comments or tag me on Instagram. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please consider liking it or subscribing to the channel, and I will see you next time with more videos like this one.